This week, I celebrated another trip around the sun, and it really got me thinking about the idea of abundance and how it actually shows up in our lives. Not as the big milestones and the external evidence that we're trained to look for, but in these tiny ways that we can just recognize what's already there. And that's what I want to get into today.
Welcome to Star Potential, a podcast where we explore the meaning of our existence while having a few laughs and sometimes tears through stories from the road of life. I'm your host, Julie Jo Hughes. As a stage performer, my life is quite literally about song and dance. I believe that life here on Earth is a playground for discovery, not a contest to be won. We ask questions together like, how do I evolve my consciousness? And how do you sing a passionate ballad when there's an old guy in the front row with his balls showing? True story. Stick around for these fun conversations.
Hey there, Starlight. Welcome back to Star Potential. I'm your host, Julie Jo. And yes, this week was my birthday. And it felt a little more peaceful this year. I often notice around the time of my birthday, it's kind of like a new year, right? For me, when the birthday approaches, it's a chance to look back and reflect upon where I am, maybe compared to last year or 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and just kind of assess how I'm doing. It's when I take a little self-assessment. And a lot of times this sends me into kind of a downhill spiral. It's not always such a pleasant experience, right? And this year I noticed that it just felt a little more okay. I was a little more at peace. And I think some of that was because my mom was here and she was visiting us. And, there's nothing like having your mom around to feel like you're really loved and appreciated and supported. And so maybe that was part of it, that she was here with me. But I think there is another part that I can acknowledge about my inner growth, and that is I'm getting better and better at not seeking the external evidence of abundance, because abundance is everywhere. It's our job just to connect to it. If we're not in abundance in a certain area, it just means we're not in relationship to abundance in that area. It doesn't mean it's not there. Everything, all possibilities always exist in the quantum field. So it's not that they're not there. It's just we may not currently have a relationship to it. We may not currently be connected to it. And one of the principles I really want to connect to today is one that I love to return to often because it's been such a good one for me. And that is that only what I have not given can ever be lacking. So one of the universal laws is about giving and receiving. Only what I have not given can ever be lacking. So if I feel like I'm not receiving enough love, I can take a look at things and feel, where am I not giving love? A lot of times it's just to ourselves. I can see that I've been withholding love from myself in this area. And now I'm not feeling loved. Well, I've got to give it to myself first before I can expect to feel it outwardly. As above, so below. You know, I was just talking with one of my kids about body image and self-love for our own body. And one of my kids was wanting to change something about their body. And they looked in the mirror and came from this place of, look at this belly, you know? And I can say from experience, because I've done this too, that we make changes when we come from a place of love. Shame is the lowest vibration that we can resonate with. And if we're coming from a place of shame, that's not a place where we're going to implement changes, because we implement sustainable changes, as we've talked about before, when they come from a place of love, not fear, because love is sustainable. Fear is not. Fear breaks us down. Fear erodes us over time, but love expands us. And so when we come from a place of love, I love my body and I love feeling good, then we instinctively know what's the next step we're going to do to take care of that body. But when we're coming from a low vibratory setting of, ugh, I hate this belly, we're not actually going to step into a change that we stick with or that's sustainable, because that frequency is not sustainable. It's going to break us down. Okay, so back to only what I have not given can ever truly be lacking. If I'm not feeling love for this body, that's why I'm not, it's because I'm not giving love to my body that I'm not feeling love for my body. And that brings us back to this idea of abundance, because it's not that the abundance isn't there, it's that we're not noticing it. We're not focusing on it. And quantum physics tells us that no particle ever really exists until we're focused on it. So there are, all these particles around, but the one that you're focused on is the one that comes into existence. It's the one that comes into focus. And abundance works the same way. If there's something that you're not in relation to with the abundance, it's that you're not looking at it. You're not focused on it. Maybe you're focused on the lack of it. Therefore, you're not in relationship to the having of it. Lately, for me, abundance is in the recognition of what's around me that I already have. And when we recognize the abundance of what's already there, then more starts to grow, because love, gratitude, which comes from love, is expansive. And this is where abundance, this is where our relationship to abundance grows. This is where it comes from. And so when I'm in gratitude, noticing what's around me, to give you examples, this is what abundance feels like for me now. Slower mornings that I have chosen on purpose, right? I put the steps into place to be able to enjoy those slower mornings, but I had an intention for that. I intend to keep my mornings slow because that's when I feel my best. When I don't have to wake up and already feel behind and jump into the day. Okay? Abundance looks like connection with each of my kids. Because when I'm truly present with them, that feels so expansive and abundant. Abundance looks like having peace in the not knowing exactly what's next for me. I've been having a lot of itching this fall over what I'm creating next. And I have these old patterns returning of not knowing exactly if that's the right thing. And I have this pattern that returns for me of, what if you pick the wrong thing? But I'm getting better and better at expanding those edges, because I've learned there is no right or wrong. There's just different lessons for growth, different lessons and opportunities for learning. And there's really not a right or a wrong. There can be more or less discomfort, displeasure associated with the choices that we make, but not wrong or right. Just different opportunities to learn. And so in my practice of feeling more comfort in sitting with discomfort, sitting with unknowing, I am practicing presence. I am practicing gratitude for the exact place where I am now. And from that place, my mind starts going crazy abundant with ideas of ways I could expand. But the minute I start coming from a frantic energy of needing to figure that thing out, I start losing my connection to the abundance. The more we can practice sitting in that discomfort, letting our edges expand. That's the uncomfortable spot, right? But the more comfortable you can get with that little bit of discomfort, the more you increase your capacity to receive, the more you increase your capacity to expand and to be abundant, to be in connection to, in relationship with abundance. Isn't that funny? So instead of chasing, which is what I did for years and years, I thought I had to earn abundance. But birthdays have this great way of giving us an opportunity to practice just receiving without having earned necessarily. I didn't do anything to be born. But when my birthday comes around, I receive a lot of acknowledgement, sometimes gifts. I receive messages, notes of, receive a lot of love. On our birthday, we are doing a lot of receiving. And it's not because of something we did or we earned, but because others around us want to recognize and celebrate your beingness. The fact that you were born, the fact that you started is worthy of a celebration. You're here on earth. Let's celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. But existing is enough reason to celebrate abundance. I mean, you exist. That's amazing. It's amazing that you exist. And we think we have to chase and do and achieve all these things. But that's not what life's about. That's what suffering's about. And suffering is part of the experience, is how we learn how to come back to gratitude and expansion and abundance. If we didn't go through those hard times, we wouldn't even know what to be grateful for. So they do serve a purpose. But when we can practice receiving for the sake of receiving, we expand our abundance. And the quickest way to get in relationship to receiving is to give. Give of your time, give of your love, give of your focus, give of your attention. If you're not receiving the thing it is you're desiring, how much are you giving to that thing that you're desiring? Friendship. I feel like I don't have any friends. Well, are you giving to other people in the name of friendship? That's a good place to look. I feel like I'm not receiving any money for what I'm doing. Are you giving money to other things? It's not necessarily just money, but an energetic exchange is a flow. And that's what makes it a circle. That's what makes it make sense. It's not about taking and keeping. And some of us have trouble receiving. We just give, 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 and we don't understand why it's not coming back to us. But you don't realize you're blocking the receiving. Sometimes you don't feel worthy to receive. That was something that I ran into. I would give, 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 overgive, to certain things, maybe not in other areas. We all have our own areas where we tend to give. But I didn't realize I was blocking myself from receiving because I didn't think I quite deserved it. I gave, but not enough. That's what my mind would constantly tell me. So I was blocking the flow by blocking the receiving part of it. And maybe you can relate to that as well. If we're blocking the receiving, we're doing just as much damage as if we weren't even giving. Okay? It is an exchange. And so as I celebrate my birthday this year, my gift to you is the reminder that we are always abundant. What we desire is always right there within reach. It's just our job to make sure that flow of giving and receiving is in place so that we are in relationship to the abundance which we desire. I've learned that maybe abundance is just recognizing how to get into alignment. And you have abundance, that moment when you realize that you have everything you need in order to be who you came here to be. From that place, you can take the actions and go and do what you need to do in order to receive what it is you want to experience. You came here to experience certain things and you're feeling that desire. And we start to feel a lack of them when we feel like, I came here to experience this and I don't know how to experience it. But if you can cut back a little bit on the doing to get into being first and recognize where you are in that flow of giving and receiving, once you're in connection to your alignment, then you've opened that flow for abundance to be connected, to be in relationship with it. A question for you to reflect upon is, if you took a snapshot of your life right now, what does abundance look like for you? I gave you some of my examples. It looks like connection with my loved ones. It looks like slower mornings. It looks like taking time to do the things that feed my soul. That's abundance. And from there, all other things are growing. What does abundance look like for you right now? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Can you really feel the connection to that abundance? Because that's going to help you bring it into materiality. So as I step into this next year, this next trip around the sun, I'm choosing to define my abundance by my presence and my alignment, and not by external proof or achievements. And I wish that for you as well. We want to recognize the richness of our inner world, not the recognition of an outer one. But the outer one grows from that. Abundance looks like this moment, this breath, this exact experience. Until next time, Starlight, stay present, notice what's happening around you, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning into Star Potential with Julie Jo Hughes. If this episode resonates with you, I invite you to take 2 seconds, scroll down and click 5 stars on the rating. It's a fast and easy way to help the show gain exposure and momentum. If you're loving the show, I invite you to leave a quick review about what you love. Reviews are like gold to podcasters, and to show my gratitude, you'll be entered to win my monthly giveaway when you send me a screenshot of your review. I also made you a gift. It's a 9-minute simple gratitude meditation with singing to help you practice mindfulness. Just visit me on Instagram at @TheJulieJo or find the link in the show notes. Thank you for your love and support. Until next time, keep shining your light. And that's a wrap.